You may never get bitten by a genetically modified spider or get to drive the rugged gadget-filled Batmobile or fly around in red underpants and cape, but that doesn't mean you cannot be a superhero. This is the 21st century and we have your Superheroes are amazing for many reasons, but mostly because of their super speed, super strength, invisibility powers, extra vision, you name it. Everyone has the debate about why their favorite superhero is the best, and while they are all incredible, some really don't have any powers to speak of and need a bit more help for some really cool gadgets and technology. Today's video will be about such 10 superhero gadgets that actually exist. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for more spooky content. Number 10. SpiderMan Gloves. Who wants to do some climbing? I mean, not on the walls or hills or your home staircase, but on glass walls. Last week, the results of a University of Cambridge study spread through the news, claiming that the dream of Spider-Man-like abilities for humans is simply impossible. By their reasoning, sticky pads need to scale up in order to support increased weight, and as a result, the size of a gecko is about as big as a vertical climber can be. The only problem? An engineer at Stanford showed off a way around the problem back in 2014. Now, Stephen Colbert showing off his climbing skills thanks to a gecko glove. By being clever but about how you distribute weight, Hawk shows that yes, a human being can climb a glass wall. The Stanford design uses a process that spreads weight evenly across the entire patch, making it efficient enough for a person to cling to a glass wall. Number 9. Green Goblin hoverboard. Flyboards and jet suits are bringing fictional superhero capabilities into real life. However, they only can last for 10 to 40 minutes. Jet suits with wings would increase efficiency to enable 1-hour flights. Frankie Zapata, a former jet ski racing champion, drew comparison to Spider-Man's arch-nemesis Green Goblin as he flew a hoverboard through Paris, armed with a rifle during July's Bastille Day celebrations. The board can reach a height of nearly 500 feet and travel at a speed of 87 miles an hour. For the last 5 to 6 kilometers, I just really enjoyed it, Zapata told reporters on arrival, according to Reuters. Whether this is a historic event or not, I'm not the one to decide that. Time will tell. Zapata received $1.4 million grant from the French government to help finance the development of the hoverboard. Number 8. Predator Cloak. The invisibility cloak from Harry Potter is here, you all. All we need now is a Marauders map and we will be able to sneak around being up to no good. Of course, Canadian company Hyper-Stealth Biotechnology has a different use in mind for their quantum stealth camouflage material. The material is essentially an invisible cloak meant to keep armies hidden, and the company has filed for patents on the advancement. The material essentially works by bending light waves around objects like soldiers, fighter jets, and even tanks, and it doesn't all without any power source. Well, now all the introverts out there can choose the invisible lives with happiness. Number 7. The NK-01. This might look like something out of a Marvel movie, but the massive exoskeleton is actually real. The prototype mecha exosuit is a nod to the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man blockbusters, as it's been put together by a team who are thrilled by comic books and cartoons. The NK-01 has been showcased in Beijing by its proud owners, Chinese tech company Futurise. And much like Iron Man, the incredible invention can even be piloted by a person wearing the suit. The grey, silver and black color scheme even echoes Iron Man's fellow suit wearer War Machine. Although mechas like NK-01 are still in their prototype stage, Futurise has set their sights on becoming the first company to commercially produce them. Don't get any Tony Stark ideas of fighting supervillains though. Number 6. The Human Torch. In a remote Buddhist monastery in northern India, a group of monks sit calmly, lightly dressed, and unaffected by the shockingly low temperatures of their surroundings. They are then draped with ice-cold wet sheets of fabric, in conditions that would only cause the average person to shiver uncontrollably, but could even result in death. The monks remain unperturbed. If that's not amazing enough, the wet sheets soon begin to steam, and after approximately 1 hour are even completely dry. How is this even possible? The monks were using a yoga technique known as Mo, which allowed them to enter a state of deep meditation and significantly raise their body heat, some as much as 17 degrees in their fingers and toes. This is only an example of how little we truly know about it and how meditation can be a path towards understanding and controlling it better. Number 5. The Bulletproof Suit. Could this be John Wick's bulletproof suit in reality? John Wick 1, 2 and 3 were interesting movies. While it's far from perfect, the John Wick movies definitely got so many things right. 1 being the gunfight, 2 the martial art, and somewhere around 3, 4, 5 and 6 is John Wick's well-tailored bulletproof suit. Our imagination intensified right after the scene where John Wick gets into a lengthy gun battle while wearing a bulletproof suit. Although not as effective as the suit in the movie, bulletproof suits are a real thing. Turns out, bulletproof suits are a real thing and has been existing in the Garrison Bespoke showroom since 2014. Garrison Bespoke makes a stylish bulletproof suit that is not made from Kevlar, the material bulletproof vests are made from, but looks like an everyday normal suit and can stop a bullet to some extent. Number 4. Real life echolocation. We are used to seeing bats and whales use echolocation to find their way around, and for a while now we have known that with practice, humans can also visualize their surroundings by making clicking sounds. While seeing the world through sound isn't something humans have a natural skill for, studies have shown that vision impaired people can develop bad senses with practice. The most famous real life Batman is Daniel Keish, who lost his sight at the age of 1. Keish became an internet sensation, climbing mountains, riding bikes, and living alone in the wilderness, using mouth-clicking skills to picture his surroundings with mind-blowing accuracy. And it turns out you don't need to be visually impaired to develop this perspective on the world. Back in February, we reported on a study revealing that people with normal vision can learn how to echolocate to detect the vision of virtual rooms. Number 3. The Pyro fire shooter. Now this is something badass. Firing actual balls of fire from your wrist? How cool is that? The amazing Pyro mini fire shooter lets you unleash a flame right from your hand. The wearable device shoots mini fireballs that travel nearly 10 feet and disappear like magic. The included flash cotton and flash paper load into the shooter's 2 barrels to act as a primer. With the touch of a button, the highly flammable material ignites and bursts forth in a bright flame before quickly burning up. Whether you are entertaining a crowd, showing off for your friends, or experimenting with the undeniable coolness for yourself, the sleek Pyro Mini will impress and surprise you and your audience. Every precaution has been taken to make this safe, but as Pyro shoots real fire, it must be handled responsibly. Number 2. Magneto magnetic shoes. YouTuber Colin Furs is at it again. This week, inspired by X-Men's Magneto, he has flipped things up a bit by creating magnetic shoes that let him walk on the roof of his workshop. He has been on a DIY spree to recreate iconic superpowers from the comic book series X-Men Days of Future Past. Magneto, played by Ian McKellen in the film, can use his powers to manipulate electromagnetic fields and move objects around with his mind. To create his shoes, Furs drilled holes in an old pair of Vans and fitted the sole of each shoe with an electromagnet. He then attached the custom-made plates to the magnets with straps that wrapped around his shoes, and finally created switches for each shoe that could cut the current and help him to move one foot in the front of another. Number 1. Real life Dr. Octopus. After becoming a self-made millionaire by the age of 19, Eric Finman decided to use his money for good. In 2018, Finman, at the request of a young boy, recreated the Dr. Octopus limbs from the SpiderMan comics and movies as a working prosthetic. Okay, this might not be like those arms we saw in the movie, by which Dr. Octopus climbed sky-high buildings, but to fulfill the dreams of children, we had to start somewhere. And who am I kidding now? I want those arms too. In a video posted to YouTube, thousands of viewers got to see what Finman has recently been using his money for. A real-life recreation of the mechanical arms used by the super-villain Dr. Octopus from the Spider-Man comic books and movies. Finman teamed up with a team of engineers to develop these arms, which has been created using 3D print and are powered by a set of motors that allows the arms to lift lightweight objects. And that would be all for today's video, guys. I hope you're enjoying our videos on the channel. If you do, please don't forget to give it a like. Subscribe to The Unleashed for daily jaw-dropping content. Until next time, keep vibing.